Donald Trump faces a growing criminal investigation. New York's Attorney General and the Manhattan D.A. are keying in on the Trump Organization and alleged corruption. The AG's office classified this probe as, quote, criminal. It's no longer purely civil. The 45th president, he spoke out denying any wrongdoing in a statement. Trump called the prosecutors, quote, possessed. He added, quote, they failed to stop me in Washington, so they turned it over to New York to do their dirty work. This is what I've been going through for years. Geoffrey Nathan has more than 2 decades of experience defending people in federal criminal investigations. His career began in the Jimmy Carter White House and joins us tonight. Geoffrey, thank you for being here. So, what is Trump exactly accused of doing?
Well, Chance, what they're trying to do is to accuse Trump of doing what many real estate executives do, which is that they inflate the value of their holdings when they think it's in their personal best interest and business best interest to do so, and then they deflate the value when it comes to time to pay the tax man. So, the industry standard is such that it's very hard to just pin on one man a simple wrongdoing that's industry-wide. The whole industry does this. So the mortgage industry, the real estate tax industry, and the professionals that support the industry go along with these fluctuations in value, which do in fact happen. It's not like they're up out of
in the past, though, I've heard him say in the past, though, like some days I feel like I'm worth $3 billion, and some days I feel like I'm worth less. So just because everybody does it doesn't mean that it's legal, as anybody else knows. So we are seeing the state attorney general and the Manhattan D.A. They're combining forces suddenly and publicly. What does that mean?
Oh, they think that they need the help of each other to go after one, and that one individual is someone who's been able to beat every rap that they've thrown at them. So they need more professionals, and then oddly enough, they're going to recruit out of the major law firms as well to get assistance for those types of cases that they need help on, and they're going to get experts to help them as well. So they need the resources, and that's why they're pooling their efforts.
Something like tax fraud, which he's being accused of, and you were kind of saying, it's industry-wide. It just kind of happens when you're writing your taxes. You write this down. Or something like insurance fraud. These would be white-collar issues. I know you specialize in those issues. Do people go to jail if convicted on those issues? How long?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not just jail. It's camp. There's different levels of punishment for those who steal with a pen as opposed to those who steal with a gun. So, yes, we have camps in our federal and state systems.
You're saying camp. Is that like Camp Cupcake?
No, it is not. No. When I say camp, it simply means that there's no chain link fences to keep people from running away. But they do have curfews. They do have guards. And they're not playtime camps. What I mean is that the liberties are much greater than you may find in penal institutions that are housing dangerous criminals. The people who steal and cheat are still dangerous. I'm not saying that they're not. They're extremely dangerous. But that's what we do with the people that are convicted. And, Trump may go down that path. It remains to be seen.
And it's not like you're being locked up in Leavenworth. Real quick, because I think we only have 15 seconds. All the Trump kids worked at this organization and held offices there. Is this solely with Donald Trump, or could others be exposed?
Well, they're going to look at everyone that was supporting, the chief. But, it's very hard to get to the bottom unless you get the people to cooperate. So they're going to look to those people to flip and to provide substantial assistance so that they have enough that they can take to a grand jury and indict Donald Trump. And that's their goal. Why they wanted to broadcast it and put out a presser that they're going after him is simply remarkable, and it's not professional to do so. I'm very much shocked at what they did, frankly.
I see. Could be tough. Donald Trump doesn't write down much. Right now we're seeing reports that the family and the CFO aren't cooperative, so let's see. Federal Criminal Defense Attorney Geoffrey Nathan, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Chase, for having me.